And we are live. Welcome to Two Peas on a Pod with Omi and Tufi.
Good morning, everybody. Well, good day, I should say.
Good afternoon, man.
I guess it depends on what time and day you are listening to this podcast.
Yeah, man, it's hard to keep track of time and what day it is during lockdown.
I'm still in March.
I think it's still it's Feb for me.
Yeah,
to be honest.
I'm not turning 27 in a few
I don't want to
weeks.
believe that this year actually went past as quickly as it did.
What a garbage of a year.
Terrifying. Well, welcome to our podcast, guys. It's actually good that we finally started this. It's extremely nerve-wracking. You don't realize how powerful a microphone can make your voice.
For two people who do nothing but talk all day.
Yeah.
Our occupations actually require us to do nothing but stand in front of people and talk all day.
Yeah.
We are still, I'm not going to use the word petrified, but you know when you hate hearing yourself talk over the camera? Like you see a recording of yourself and you're like, wow, do I sound like this?
Yeah, this brings back like high school vibes when you have to sit in front of everyone. But the fact that you don't know who the listeners are, they could be, I mean, I know my mum's out there. Hey, mum.
Yeah.
How are you?
Mama.
Hey, switch it off now. Switch it off now. It's gonna be it's gonna get filthy.
Before we begin, I would just like to give I'd like to allow for Tufi to give us a quick introduction to who he is for the people out there that have no idea who Tufi Apple is or who. I'm not going to say your full name right now. It's hard to pronounce.
No, it's going to take 3 podcasts to spell it out. Welcome, guys. So my name's Tufi, and a little bit about me is I just finished my undergrad of Human Anatomy and Physiology. I'm now continuing my Masters of Secondary Teaching, just like our boy Omi's occupation.
Lord help the kids out there.
Yeah, Lord help the kids out there. We're both going to be the future of this education? Nah, I don't think that's going to work, man.
Yeah, I don't think if any of my students are listening to this right now, I apologize.
We apologize.
Yeah.
We apologize.
I will be using a lot of your stories in this podcast as well for my own glorification.
Yeah, and
so I do apologize.
Yeah, we apologize in advance. A little bit more about me. I'm an avid gym goer. I do enjoy occasional gaming. I'm a big tech head when it comes down to anything that's video related, audio related, or basically
Ask him about cable management, please.
Yeah. Oh my God, I froth cable management. If you don't show me a visible wire, I will actually love you 5 ever. Additionally to this, I worked multiple jobs over my time. You know, I was a dental nurse at one point. I was an oral health teacher at another point. I was a YD, well, we call them trainers, sales trainers. For a little bit, and then I was a stylist as well. You know, a couple of things, photographer.
Jack of all trades.
Jack of all trades,
not a specialist
man.
in any
But, you know, didn't really stick to anything.
Yeah.
I'm a bit jumpy when it comes to that. But, hey, man, that's enough about me. How about you, Omi? How did you feel this icebreaker?
Well, you took up most of our introduction time anyway, so I'm just going to have to cut it short. Thank you so much.
Hey, you're welcome.
Yeah,
it's all about me in this podcast.
I realized. So basically, I am a teacher, as Tufi's mentioned. I'm a psych and bio teacher. Finished my undergrad in psych as well from good old La Trobe University. Shout out to level 2 out there, I guess. Other than that, you know, there's nothing else really interesting about me, especially this past year. I can't really say. You know how everyone messages you and asks you, so what have you been up to?
Yeah, what have you been
doing?
up to? I hate that question, man.
Well, especially right now, because what am I going to say that's impressive?
Do you ever you ever answer the phone and somebody just goes, "Hey, what are you doing?" and they put you on the spot and you're like, "Fuck, like I'm not doing anything, but I have to pretend that I'm doing something to keep them entertained."
Yeah, that's me and my dad every day.
Yeah.
He calls me up, but it's a sad conversation.
Because sometimes they'll call you. It's just the middle of the afternoon. You're playing Call of Duty, and you're just like, "Do I really want to embarrass myself and say I'm playing Call of Duty, or you know, just tell them exactly what it is, which is doing." Fuck all.
Yeah, absolutely nothing. Look, it's a sad reality, but unfortunately here in Melbourne, for those of you who don't know, we are in Melbourne. We can't do anything else at the moment, you know.
Yeah, we're under stage 4 lockdown.
Yeah, our good old leader, our emperor, our sultan, he's
our chairman, Dan Andrews.
Yeah, the CCP has basically kept us locked indoors for the past 5
With a curfew, by the way, just to add that in there.
Well, look, the curfew's been extended to 9 p.m.
Yeah,
so I don't know if I can really complain
Daddy
anymore.
Dan Andrews is not only paying me, but he's also keeping me a curfew. He's the Arab dad that no one wants.
Yeah. See, Tufi is one of those people that are on job seeker. He's a burden to society, as I would like to call him.
I am. And you know what? For good reason, because like working out there right now, I really do feel feel sorry for everyone that's out there. Not only because they're working twice as hard, but the workload is increased. Managers don't know what's going on right now. It's a scary time, man. It is a scary time. We are very fortunate to be, getting job seeker and all that.
Well, you are very fortunate.
I am indeed.
I still have to wake up early mornings, roll over, open my laptop, and start my Zoom classes with my students. So I'm grinding.
You mean the Zoom classes you do in the toilet?
Why you gotta bring that up?
There you go. Wow, how hard my job must be.
It was difficult,
you switch off the camera and go to the
microphone,
bathroom.
bro. You had to time the microphone perfectly. Why you gonna out me like this?
But for all the listeners that are out there right now, the main topic of this podcast will be...
Not political. For some reason, I've been speaking political for the past 5 minutes now.
I know,
right?
It's not political. It's not political. It's basically just an insight of what we go through as two young adults. Youngish adults with knees that hurt.
I was going to say, the second you start wake up in the morning and you have like an aching any part of your body, I don't know if you can classify yourself as young anymore.
No, dude. Who was it? One of our friends said, you're getting old when you got one good knee and one bad knee. Yeah. That's how I know. That's how I know.
Sad. But yeah, so this podcast, Tufi, explain to us what this podcast is going to be all about.
Shenanigans. It's just a bunch of shenanigans. You got two male perspectives about what's going on. We got, whatever's viral this week, we're going to talk about
male have been given a platform.
Did you just assume my gender?
I'm so sorry. It is the year 2020.
It is the year 2020, man. No, but we want to fill you in on the current memes, events, anything to give you guys a good laugh. But more importantly, we want to hear your point of view. We want to hear what your perspective is on everything. We're going to make this as interactive with the audience as possible. We've got ourselves a nice setup where we can actually take in phone calls. We can read out what your opinions are, what your discussions may be.
Most definitely. Look, this is a very, very interesting opportunity for us. I can most definitely say that I will be utilizing most of the people on this platform for my own selfish goals as well. If I have any issues with females in my life, or we're going to call you out. We're going to call you out. But most importantly, don't just set your standards low. Just set your standards low from now. You won't be disappointed. If you want one of those podcasts where you're going to be inspired to become a better person, or it's going to wake up in the mornings and it's going to make you feel good about your day, and you're going to be like, today's a day that I stopped doing whatever else.
This isn't one of those. This isn't one of those. This is absolutely if you have nothing to do at 8 a.m. and you just want to listen to a bunch of men talk about nothing, then this is the podcast. You've come to the right place.
Yeah, beautiful. So today is our first Lockdown Chronicles segment. The Lockdown Chronicles segment is obviously going to be continuing for as long as our lockdowns go. So I can't even give this chronicle an end date just yet, but we will be discussing different topics each week, topics of interest, topics that affect us. And when I say us, I mean you guys as well, obviously. This is a tough time for all of us, and it's nice to have an avenue where we can vent a bit of our frustration out. Absolutely. Mainly on the opposite gender, because I feel like this is a professional platform that I can vent my anger, my frustration.
Yeah, and we can do it without getting a fine, because what we're doing now is legal, so it's good. Whereas before, without microphones, you can get arrested for that now.
Oh, most definitely. Most definitely. Today's topic it's taken us 8 minutes to get into the topic, but today's topic is going to be taking a look at the lockdown version of you. So whether the lockdown version of you is the real you. And we say whether the lockdown version because you might have realized, I've personally realized changes in my characteristics, in my personality. I'm the person that I was at the beginning of the year to the person that I am now, and from the people that I've seen around me has drastically changed. And now I wonder whether this is who we really are, because we've, lost the opportunity to have that facade. Mm-hmm. You see people uploading stories all the time. They're out, they're having adventures, they're having fun, but now they've been stuck at home for 6 months. So, the walls are caving in.
Yeah, but see, the thing is, man, I don't believe that this is the real you. Okay, you take away a person's structure. Okay, you take away what their hobbies may be, whether that's gym, whether it's going out, whatever it may be, man. You take that away, you are taking away from their personality. This isn't their true self.
But I would argue the exact opposite. I would say this is a raw you. The reason why I say it's the raw you is because you lose all that. You lose all that. I'm going to put in like makeup terms. You lose all that concealer, you lose that foundation, that tinted moisturizer, and it's just that when you wake up in the morning face that I can see right now, because you don't have the glamour. You jump online, you see people uploading photos of what they're doing on the weekend. They're going out to brunch and they're buying their smashed Avo. And it makes it look like...
I see what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Like, the facade of the Instagram
The
viewers.
facade,
Yeah,
yeah.
the facade. Okay, look, I hear what you're saying, but hear me out. Okay, hear me out. So during this whole lockdown, not only are relationships tested, but your own willpower. Like, now you've got time on your hands. You're basically doing things that you don't want to do. Now, you have the option of people that get up early and still try to be productive with their day, and then you get the polar opposite of people that are now, not sleeping. They're waking up late. They've just become lazy, man. And this is why I believe it's not your true self, because you're being tested right now with your own willpower. Are you gonna do something about it, or are you just gonna continue to just self-loathe and hate everything that's going on around you?
Yeah, but if you take a look at it from this perspective, right now, the fact that we are so limited in our movements and in what you can do, it's come to a point where you can't keep up the game. You can't keep up the act. The biggest issue we have, or the biggest complaint I used to hear from, especially like from my female friends, is, the man that I started in the beginning of this relationship is not the man that I've ended up with 8 months down the track. It's like, yeah, bro, 8 months down the track, he's sick and tired of trying to impress you. He's sick and tired of the facade. It's the same concept over here. I've been stuck inside for so long. It's like, what can I say? What can I do now to make myself look like I'm enjoying my life, or I'm, having an impressive life, or I'm having a life of people to envy? That's why I really think that right now we are seeing everyone for their true nature, because we don't have those frills to hide who we are or what our characteristics are. Now everyone's frustrated, everyone's angry, and everyone is basically on that verge where they're just like, the effort type of thing.
Yeah,
whatever happens. Like,
everybody's personality right now is behind the scenes. It's not the highlight reel anymore. You don't get the fun outings anymore. Everything is now behind the scenes.
Yeah.
And I know a lot of Instagram has been going on right now. TikTok's been huge.
Where I see to download it. I refuse. That's another podcast topic.
That's another podcast topic, because TikTok can be very dangerous, or it can be a great tool, depending on how you look at it. But I've seen a lot of my Insta creators out there that are still locked up in the room, but you know what? They're still putting on their makeup. They're still tanning just to keep that highlight reel going.
Isn't that just sad though?
Is it though? Is it? But think about it this way, yeah? That's their coping mechanism. That's how they get up every day and they do something about it. They still keep that glorified image of themselves.
But wouldn't you make the counter argument that this is probably the perfect time for them to focus and improve on a different type of image, on like an internal type of image? Because this is a perfect... One thing that I can say in regards to, I'm not in a relationship, but I guess you can elaborate further on this. The reason why relationships are so hard, especially during lockdown, is because you take away all that thrill of, going out and being able to do things with other people, and now you're just stuck with each other. So the character of each other is what determines whether you're going to make it out alive.
Oh, okay. All right. Look, I hear what you're saying, but there's two parts to that. The first part being is it's not just you're left with the character, but you're also left with a side of you that's not you. And I was discussing this with a couple of friends before. The problem with the lockdown is you hate yourself so much, or the person you're becoming, whether or not you've stopped going gym, you've gained a bit of weight, whatever it may be, that now you don't have that same energy to socialize. That energy is lost. If you're not confident with yourself, you can't be confident around many people. And that's where relationships get tested, because now the effort isn't being put in the same. Because relationship, hands down, it's a full-time job. It's a full-time job, man. And don't let anyone tell you otherwise. And if my missus is listening to this, it's a job that I love doing.
Nah, I've seen you personally work overtime, and Lord knows not many people can do it. So kudos to you. But in saying that as well, I think the main difference, like I have the opportunity to see a few different friends in a few different relationships. And coming into the lockdown, I can say that they were all on the same path. They were all progressing together. They're all motivated to, prepare their lives or prepare, life for each other. Now that the lockdown has come into effect, I've seen a big change in some of the relationships in my social group.
But have you seen a big change in personalities as well?
Well, that's why.
Yeah. Well, that's a thing, man. You're taking...
But would I call it a change in a personality, or would I call it the revelation of who they truly are as a person?
See, I want to keep believing the fact that this isn't really who you truly are, man. Because I've seen people come out of this lockdown a lot more dedicated, a lot stronger. But I've also seen a lot of people, like including myself, for example, that have become less social. Like now, I'm as an extrovert that I am, I struggle now to put in that 100% effort because I don't have the energy for it.
It's a bit ironic though, because you have more time for it.
But it's not about time. Time is
But
relative,
can
right?
you argue the fact that it's now, like, as an extrovert person, you'd be able to explain this in a lot more detail. You know, before when you're going to see all these people, you know, you used to work at a nightclub at one point.
I did.
Yeah.
I did.
When
That
you
was
were
fun.
basically... That's for another day. When you were basically being this extroverted person, you were going to see everyone. It was easy because you were seeing most of them in a social setting. You'd see most of them at a birthday
Correct.
party.
Yeah, absolutely.
But now that you know for a fact that if I choose to go see someone, I'm stuck with that person's character. Like, we can't go out anywhere. We can't do anything.
Well, there you go. And then we tie this back into the relationship topic, and a lot of people, their way out of their relationship, once they get bored, is they socialize with other people that are in relationships, or they go out and they to as many events as they can, parties, whatever they can, dinners, and that's their escape. That's their escape from being so awkward with their partner. But it comes down to the fact that, are you still trying to impress the other person? Relationships are being tested because one person stops putting in the effort, the other one gets disappointed and be like, wait a second, I got catfish. This isn't what I walked in on.
It's never what you signed up for.
It's never what you signed up for.
Read the terms and agreements, people. They're there for a reason.
But which I think is a good thing. If your relationship is being tested now, like, I'm sorry to say this, but if your relationship is being tested now, then you were in the relationship for the wrong reason, or you weren't compatible with that same person. Which comes down to my...
Big claims right here.
Which comes down to my analogy.
I've wanted to use this one for a while. So.
Use it. Tough crowd. Well, it comes to my analogy, and I always tell my friends this. I'm like, think of your life as a giant jigsaw puzzle, okay? You've got a giant jigsaw puzzle, and you need one piece to complete it. Some people use their careers to complete it. Some people use children. Whatever it may be, they use to complete it. Now, some people may use their partner or a compatible, relationship partner to fill that piece. This is the problem. You can find a piece that looks good, really aesthetic. You're like, this is the piece that I like, or I imagine it to fit my jigsaw puzzle.
Yeah.
But it doesn't fit. So you try to cut it, you try to jam it in there, and it fits, but it just doesn't complete the picture. Doesn't
that sound like the problem there, though? The fact that you're utilizing or you're relying on someone else to fulfill your own jigsaw puzzle?
Absolutely. But that's the problem. Well, a lot of people you have to find what completes your jigsaw. Some people may have completed their jigsaw puzzle a long time ago, but they're so influenced by what's going on around them that they're forced into a relationship, and they like the person not for who they are, but what that person can offer. Because how many times do you ask a person, hey, how's the relationship going? Or how do you like this girl or guy? And they automatically say, yeah, they're really nice.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? They're so nice. Okay, so are you dating them because they're nice, or are you dating them because you genuinely like this person's train of thought? That's their mind that you like.
I think that's the biggest issue that we have, though, is the fact that so many people are going into a relationship with the whole concept, or this whole idea that they're going to complete me.
Yeah.
But when
absolutely.
I would argue the fact that I don't want to complete no one else. I want basically someone that's on a similar wavelength to I am, that, can understand what I'm going through, but they shouldn't have to be coming into my life and changing my life around to complete an incomplete puzzle. They should be coming into my life, so my life should already be set. I should understand the type of person I am, the type of characteristics I am, and as they should as well. And then they shouldn't try coming in and trying to fix me or change me around.
All right, let me spice that up for you.
Spice it up.
All right, do you think that a male's perception of a relationship is different than a female's perception of a relationship? Ooh, spicy.
How does Dan Andrew tackle this type of questions? According to the experts, we're going on nothing but expert knowledge right now. And as Brett Sutton will tell you later on, yes, I do believe that the perception between males and females on relationships is so different. And I think that's one reason why current relationships don't work at all.
At all.
Oh, look, I'm not going to say at all. It doesn't work as effectively.
All right. Let's tackle it. Let's break it down. Let's break it down for the listeners out here. Okay, what do you think the perception of a male's perception of a relationship is?
A male's perception of a relationship?
Yeah, go for it.
I don't want to give a definitive answer to this question because, as you know, different men have different expectations. I can say for myself personally, I just do want a partner that, man, it's very hard to say I want the balance
Females,
of
pay close attention. Yeah. This is it. This is your chance. This is how to score Omi.
It's taken 26 years for me to reveal my secrets. But look, personally, I would say that I just want someone who's on a similar wavelength. I don't want a female to be...
Yo, did you really just say wavelengths? Yo, we said the male's perspective, man, not the female's perspective.
Wait, okay. I want a female, or I want a life partner that understands that who I was before this relationship is who I am going to continue to be in this relationship. I absolutely hate, and I can say this from personal experience from female friends that we both know, they have this weird knack for looking at a guy. They say they like the guy for who he is, but you can slowly start seeing them trying to morph the person. And the thing is, half the time, they themselves don't realize that they're doing this. And they try to, like, change you subconsciously. You know, they try putting little thoughts into you. And the thing is, sometimes the guy turns out to be better. I'm not saying the guy's perfect beforehand.
Yeah, absolutely. And let me add on to that as well. If you're going to judge a person's looks as well, and you know, try this out, ladies and gentlemen, all right? I'm going to give you something. Where's that soundboard sound there?
Which one?
The revealing one, the wisdomous one.
Oh.
Yeah. We tried it out before. So, if you ask your friend that's talking to a guy or a girl and they give you the Instagram profile, but they show you the profile without clicking on an individual photo, they really, really find that guy attractive or girl attractive. But if they show you a single photo and try to pick the best photos, that means deep down, they know that person's ugly, all right, or has flaws and doesn't want their mates to shit on it. That's a pro tip for you, okay? That's true, man. I've seen it happen.
Oh, look, I've been a victim of that myself. I've done that myself. I can say, you know, sometimes when you get to talk to a female, one thing I enjoy about this whole lockdown, I can't say I enjoy it, but one thing that I've come to realize about this whole lockdown chronicles is now that you don't really see most of them out and you don't really see a lot of the fake stuff that people put online, you're stuck with the true them. And you're stuck seeing their true, like, whether it be political views, whether it be personal views. You know, I've found out so many girl star signs on my Instagram account that
that's a beautiful topic.
That's for another day. That is definitely for another day. But now that I've seen this side, I've come to appreciate this a lot more. So there are people out there where before lockdown, I'm not going to say I won't give them the time of day, but I would look at them from a superficial point of manner, and I'm like, maybe not. But now that you get to speak to them, and as you know, like, I have this weird habit of uploading polls every night to stop myself from boredoms, and I get to see what many people think, and a lot of them start commenting, and then you have conversations, and it's nice to see that different side, because that's why I make the argument that this side is the real you that we're seeing. Because I've seen things, or I've heard of things, or I've had conversations with, you know, guys and girls online that I never had before. And I've seen a lot of insecurities of people that I haven't had before as well.
So what you're saying is a lot of people are now relying more on their personality rather than their looks.
Exactly right.
Okay, I get that, man. But let's go back to the main topic here. We were talking about just the guy's expectations and a female's expectations. I think if I can summarize it for you.
Are you going to give us the female's expectations, seeing as though you have a missus?
I can't speak on her behalf because that'll be just cheating.
Should I call her?
Yeah, let's bring her down. Bring her down. The next episode.
Definitely.
So from the male's perspective, I think this is what it comes down to. Okay, they want someone that, bro. The reality of it is, we just don't want a headache. That's the reality of it is you just don't want a headache.
But are you saying headache because I can say there's two types. There's a headache, and I can say this because I've seen it, like with your missus especially. I'm putting her out on the spot here. She gives you a headache sometimes, but
That's not true. I never said that.
I'm actually glad that she gives you those headaches, because there's a difference in your personality that I've seen in this relationship that I haven't seen in many others. And the main difference is the headaches that she gives you is for your own benefit in the long run.
Yeah.
Like recently you had a little business venture.
Yeah.
I can almost guarantee my illegitimate son that without her giving you the headaches of doing everything that you can to, you know, make it successful, it might not have blown up as much as it did. But I know for a fact that it went big at one point, and she was actively involved in it. So she was giving you a headache. I know she was giving you a headache. I've seen the arguments.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I can say it was a headache that was worth it.
But hear me out. When I say headache, I mean the fact that, and I'm going to be very careful with my words here. When I say headache,
I'm getting the cricket sound right.
I mean the fact that we just don't want you to misinterpret everything that we say. All right, and I'm not talking on my own personal experience here. I'm talking about the fact that here's what it comes down. Guys are dumb, man, and you know what? Sometimes we'll look into the abyss and we're not even thinking about anything, but you guys automatically assume that we're thinking about something. All right, or if we play like PlayStation and we're there for the whole day, or we're doing whatever it is that we're doing, and we're not checking in. It's not that we're cheating, okay? It's not. It's not.
Well, look, lockdown, you can't really be cheating anyway.
Yeah, it's along the fact that, you know, it's just sometimes we can switch off our minds and just go into. Whereas, like, a female's perspective of a relationship is how much attention and appreciation are they going to get throughout this whole thing.
So you think the second the attention's gone, they'll be gone as well?
Absolutely. Because then they start doubting themselves, or they start doubting the scenario, or they start doubting everything.
Doubting or overthinking.
Yeah, overthinking.
Yeah,
but we, you know, in a guy's defense as well, we overthink things as well. But when we come to overthink things, it's usually just like either because of ego, or it's because of jealousy, or it's because of a number of like negative traits. It usually, when it comes down to it, has nothing to do with you. Okay, it's more down to the fact that it's. I don't know, man. How can I explain this?
I understand what you mean, and I think it comes back down to the whole. I'm going to get a bit psychological right now.
Go for it.
But you know, for the male species, we have this tendency to internalize a lot of our stress and our anger, and we suck at communicating.
At expressing it, 100%.
Yeah, and the problem is we're so naive and we're so...
But that's a two-way street, man. Females do that too. Females will be mad at you for the slightest thing.
Yeah, but they can't hide it.
But they can't hide it. Yeah, they can't hide it. But us as the dumb cunts on the other side are like, sure, baby. Oh, you're not upset? Oh, okay, all right, don't worry about it. And they're like, how dare he? Yeah. How dare he just come in here and not check in on me?
Look, one thing I realized after 26 years on this earth is I'm never going to be doing the right thing in a relationship. You're always, as a male, you're always going to be doing something wrong. Even though you think you're doing it right, they're just going to turn around and say, no, you did it the wrong way. And coming back to the whole topic of the lockdown version of you being the real you, this is what I actually like about the whole lockdown, because now that we're stuck with that, you know, significant other, well, if you do have a significant other, if you're like me or, you know, someone else, this lockdown is giving you time to work on yourself, I should say. Mm-hmm. But, you know, if you do have a significant other, it's come to a point where now you have no choice but to talk about those feelings. And for us men, it's provided an opportunity where we can, you know, explore a side of ourselves that we maybe haven't tapped into before. You know, as a male, growing up, you have all these, you know, these external factors around you that tell you you shouldn't be expressing your emotions. You shouldn't be communicating so openly. You know, you should be doing it in such a way where you protect your pride.
Yep.
And you protect that, you know, image of yourself as a man.
Yep.
But now that we're in lockdown, I think it has opened that avenue where the real you can come out, because the real male and even the real female is so vulnerable. As much as we say we're not, it's come to a point when we're so vulnerable to the smallest of things that we hear. You know, you might hear a negative comment, you might see an image of yourself, and you might think to yourself, oh, like, I don't like what I see in the mirror, even though you're getting validation from people around you.
Yeah.
Saying you just might not. But now it has, in relationships especially, it's come to a point because you're stuck with this person and you can't take her out. You can't take her down to, you know, your Broadmeadows Macca's car park and show her a good time for a family dinner box meal. You're stuck with her at the house doing your head in, and you're communicating and you're arguing and you're arguing, and you realize that maybe this person is so different than the person I started dating with from the beginning, because now we don't have all those external factors to stop, or we don't have all those external factors to make me forget the whole purpose of a relationship, which is to find out about another person's character. You know, when you're going out on a date, you take her to dinner, and then you might go to a movie. So you're constantly out doing something. You're not actually at home sitting down discussing things with one another.
Yeah, you heard it here first, ladies. If you want a free meal and a movie, you just hit up Omi.
Yeah, come on down. I've got all the vouchers.
Well, bro, look, I agree with you 100%. I definitely agree with you. You know, this is bringing out a lot of personality traits that a lot of people were hiding and a lot of people didn't really explore. And men are sensitive, man.
Let me ask you.
Yeah,
I'm just going to ask you straight out.
Yeah, go for it, man. Ask me.
The missus that you had
Yes.
when you first started dating her,
Yeah.
to the missus that you have now, 6 months into lockdown,
Yeah.
is it the same person?
Yes.
In character, I'm not saying appearance-wise or anything like that sort. I know all the eyebrow ladies are shut down, the hairdressers
Yeah,
are gone.
look, same character, just not as energetic.
Okay.
Okay, which I can relate to that too. I feel like it's kind of like, you know, when the Dementors kind of like suck your soul from Harry Potter and the Prisoner of Azkaban. Yeah, big nerd over here. I think it's the same thing, man. Like, it's still her. We're still putting in the effort. It's just not. You take away the fact that, for example, she likes to dress up and she likes to go out and she likes to socialize. You take that away, man, and you're left with a person that just feels insecure about themselves. They're not as comfortable in their own skin.
Yeah.
Okay. Now you can either, you know, look at this as a way to improve yourself, or it'll start beating you down, man. It'll start beating you down, and you'll feel so insecure about yourself that you almost morph into a completely different individual.
Okay.
Now, with your personality traits, and a lot of people now that have the time, and we take away all the Instagram glorification of it, I still think that if it was up to you, okay, and you had the decision to go out,
Yep.
all right, and restrictions were all lifted right now, okay,
One can only dream.
right? Do you think that you will still keep reflecting on your personality traits, the negative ones, and try to improve on that?
Most definitely not. I think one reason why so many of us are extroverted and so, you know, we go out all the time, or we want to be out all the time and surrounded by other people, not because we genuinely just love the company of them. I think it's because we hate the company of ourselves.
Yep.
And
Yep,
that's
absolutely.
one reason why so many
Yes.
people are struggling the way they are. I remember when in 2016, when I graduated from my bachelor's degree, my dad just sat me down and he gave me, well, I'm not going to give the disclosure of money, but he just gave me a whole bunch of money. He's like, travel, but by yourself.
Wow.
He's like, go by yourself. Like, go back to the motherland if you want. Go 1 or 2 other countries around there as well. Like, for 4 months, just travel, just so you can see how it is to be by yourself.
Amazing.
And I can say when I first went there, obviously there's a whole novice. I'm in a different country, I'm exploring. But I can say the biggest life lesson that I took away from that was actually enjoying being alone.
Yes.
And prior to that, I was unable to stay in a healthy relationship if my life depended on it. I used to have people that you would talk to, you'd grow feelings for, but it
doesn't, because you're now putting in the extra work on yourself to keep that effort going, man.
Yeah.
And some people just don't want that, or some people get into a relationship hoping that it wouldn't be as. It's like when you start a new job, you don't think the workload is going to be as intense as it is, and then once you see it, you're like, oh, maybe this isn't for me. Sometimes don't take it personal, man. If you end your relationship with someone, genuinely, it's usually because you just aren't ready for a relationship rather than targeting the individual. So if you break up with someone, don't take it personally.
So when they tell me that the problem lies in themselves and not with me, are they
no, chances are it is still with you. Chances are it's still with you, but it's not necessarily you as your personality and your character. It's usually just you in the terms of a relationship or a significant partner.
Now, look, that's fair. I understand what you're saying, which is why, coming back to the topic, I still do think this lockdown version is the true version of us. I can say for you, when you're talking about your relationship, the argument that I can make is the fact that your relationship is still fairly new. You guys have been together.
Absolutely. Like a year and a half, not even. A year and a half, yeah, a year and a half. Yeah, it's been a year and a half, bro. Time flew.
It's time for an upgrade.
Yeah. If you're listening to this, please.
But yeah, a year and a half. When I compare that to some of the other people in our group that have been dating for 7, 8, 9 years, and I start seeing the problem that they have in their relationships, is I can make that argument against I guess what you were saying, because you're still learning about each other. You have the unique opportunity of learning more about her character at a raw level.
Sure. Touch up on that. This lockdown, it's as if it's made the relationship 6-7 years. It's sped it up to the point where
you know the average relationship lasts 12. So
yeah, last 12.
You're at the end. You're at the end. If anyone wants his Instagram ad after this, please send me a private.
Yeah, well, that's the thing, man. But I think it's more along the lines of I just hate the fact that a lot of people just don't understand how much effort it really takes for a relationship. And when I mean effort, I don't mean the occasional, hey, good morning message. I'm talking effort that you are now not responsible for that person's happiness, but you're responsible to that person is a reflection of you. So their growth is from you.
Do you think that's an issue, though? Because I can't...
It is an issue. It is an issue because a lot of people take their responsibility lightly.
Oh, that's the issue.
A lot of those people, they think it's all fun and games.
Call out
man.
Those names. We know.
and that's the problem, man. But let's talk about this a little bit further, all right?
Because if you take a look into consideration,
you said your true self, right? You said your true self.
Yeah,
okay.
True self.
Does that mean necessarily just looks? Or are we talking about like bad personality traits?
I think this point in time, my looks is at its all-time lowest. So I would say my character. I think everyone's looks at its all-time lowest, right?
Yeah.
I've seen those females with those bods that are coming through, and now it's just a bunch of laham going around everywhere.
Do you feel more confident when you put on a nice outfit before going out?
I can't, honest to God, I can't remember the last time I wore jeans.
Yeah, it's been trackies all year.
Yeah.
But seriously though,
shout out to Ek though.
Shout out to Ek, big shout out, sponsor us. But when you start, living every day in this lockdown and it's the same routine over and over and over again. I don't want to say that it's just like it's my true habits are coming out. I want to say that it's giving me a lot of time in my own headspace. Okay, and
that's a scary thought.
That's a very scary thought, bro. That's a very scary thought. But I'm an only child, so I've been in my headspace for a very, very, very long time.
I don't know.
So hear me out, man. I think, for example, the biggest problem with me during this whole thing is you take away the fact that I was always going out or I was always working out. I was always doing something, and you left me with all the time in the world.
Yeah.
But none of the things that I want to do. So a lot of people can relate to this. They turn to their creative side, where they started cooking. They started becoming personal PTs.
The amount of banana bread that I've seen on Instagram.
Bro, what's up with that, man? Who even likes banana bread?
I think it's like the go-to, recipe for when you're in lockdown. Because that's all I've been seeing. I've been seeing a whole heap of banana bread. I've been seeing grazing boxes, left, right, and center.
That's the thing now. That's the thing now, man. That's the thing now. Hey, you know what? Let me just fatten you up a little bit more during lockdown. Happy birthday, man. Here's a bunch of fucking high-calorie concoctions.
Because you were hitting your macros right before.
Oh, yeah. Fuck yeah, man. And the fact that we're not even training, amazing. Yeah, let me just chuck the extra fucking calories on there. But here's
look, you've got your home gym. I've seen you do your thing.
Bro, I had to. I was losing my mind because you took away the one thing that I used to look forward to. I used to look forward to the gym, not only for the training aspect, but for the social aspect. I had like
creeping with the females on the side of the gym.
Never happened. Never happened. They're not even that hot anymore.
Yeah, Allah. I guess that's one thing that's going to be a bit scary when you come back to the gym and you're going to see all the people that you haven't seen in like 6 months. And it's almost, I remember the guy who, I guess shout out to Semovia, who's teaching me how to, well, my boxing coach. He used to say that he would train extra hard during this time. So when he goes back, he can look at everyone else and he knows that no one else is trained.
Yeah, that's it. You've got the advantage.
Yeah, you're like that guy who's still cycling right now, who's still on that trenbolone cycle.
Yeah, and wants to convince you that they're still not on gear, and you're like, bro, I can see the needle coming out of you right now.
Are you going to call him out?
Yeah. But you know, the cool thing is you can either come out of this COVID-19 or come out of it Jack 20. That's what it comes down
Time to bring Jack back. The old ingredients, I hope. Yeah, the old recipe was fantastic of Jack. But look, coming back to the topic of, I guess, relationships and, you know, them being the real you and the expectation that we men have in relationships as well. You know how they say you look for your mother in a relationship? Like,
I'm sorry, I was drinking water and I nearly spat that out.
Yeah, I said it at the wrong time. Like, you know, they have this, I don't know if it's a cultural saying, but they say, I
think that's just a Turkish thing, man.
Amazing.
I don't think that's what I'm looking for.
You know what? This is exclusive for my Turks out there. Let's get real dark. So in regards to the whole, look, they say you look for someone who has a similar character. Hey, I touched the soundboard. They have the similar character. You look for someone who has like the similar characteristics of your mother because from like a developmental perspective, your main idol, like your main female idol in your life is your mother. The person who's brought you up, you know, the person who's been there at your worst and at your best, which is why they say subconsciously you might be looking for someone who has similar characteristics to your mother. Yeah,
but in saying that, that just means that you look at your mother as a role model.
That's what I
some
mean.
People don't. So some people may not agree with you there.
Well, you know what?
Some people would want the complete opposite of what their mother is.
Yeah, Allah.
If their mother wasn't nurturing, if their mother wasn't as loving.
Obviously, if you come from a household where you're not having that nurturing mother figure, we're just talking from a characteristic.
Okay, so let me break that down. Let me break that down for the viewers. Okay, basically, what you're saying is a guy wants somebody to nourish them and take care of them. All right. What was that song that says? What is it? Like, I'm not going to do your laundry. I'm not going to clean. I'm not going to do this because I ain't your mama. That was the song.
I don't listen to modern trap music.
Because I ain't your mama, right? Because that's the problem. Females are listening to this like, what the fuck? Like, you want me to clean, wipe your ass, do all this shit?
Well,
what do you...
Exactly.
But in saying that... All right, so the males out there are saying, okay, yeah, sure, well, we deserve that because in return we give you security, we give you...
Do we though? I've seen some girls that are bigger than guys out here now. Yeah, and I've seen some girls able to fight better than
security emotionally, bro. You want to make sure that if she's feeling unmotivated, you're going to come in and be like, hey, it's going to be okay.
Is it going to be okay?
Even though it's not, and you don't know what's going on because you haven't even been listening. You haven't been listening for the past 10 minutes. But hey, it's going to be okay. No, I asked what pizza you want. Oh, yeah, it's going to be okay.
Barbecue chicken.
Pineapple on pizza, yes or no?
Brother, without a doubt. The bear shouldn't
amazing. Is the Pope Catholic?
If you come back down to the whole, I say you look for someone like your mother because you look for the type of characteristics of that mother figure that you had. And I remember this old Turkish fella back in Turkey and said this one saying to my older brother, funny enough, where he goes, it's like, are you married? And my brother's like, no, I'm not married. He's like, are you looking for someone like your mother? Because let me tell you right now, that model is no longer made.
Yeah.
And then they're not wrong.
They don't stock that. With
no, we don't have the facilities for that, man. But like,
it's different now, man. It's different because, again, you have to, what are you looking for in the relationship? Are you looking for someone to nourish you because you can't take care of that yourself? Or are you looking for someone because that individual is on a really good journey and you feel like you both can benefit out of it?
You mean like they're on a really good... you see them online, they look like they're enjoying... See, I think that's one big
issue. That's the thing, you see them online. You're seeing the highlight reel. You're not seeing the behind the scenes.
Because if I go online and I see this, you know, if I was a female and like I'm seeing this guy who's uploading, you know, the Louis Vuitton bum bag.
Oh, amazing.
And the Gucci shoes.
Yeah.
And, you know, he's got his...
a drug dealer from the area.
Yeah. And, like, he's basically looks like he's got his finances in order, even though they're just on finance.
Definitely just finance.
Obviously, you think, like, I can see where the attraction would be because you think to yourself, this guy's got a good.
Yeah.
And if I want to have a good, instead of me,
It's a shortcut.
Yeah.
Instead of me working for
why am I working for it?
Yeah, what do I go through? Yeah, absolutely.
So like I can understand that whole concept, and then obviously when they get into the relationship and they realize that he's nothing but a moe from the area and he doesn't exactly have anything to offer me, the relationship will break down.
Yeah.
But-
And then girls will argue, oh, that's not like who we are, okay? That's not what we go for, okay? We go for a person's character. Okay,
it does-
sure, yeah.
Give me the
awesome.
analogy, give me the analogy.
Yeah, I get. What do you mean? They have a checklist. Any female, but guys have that too. But any female out there that says she doesn't have a checklist for guys, you're kidding yourself. Because we're 2020 now. Guys are so, I don't want to say sensitive, but we're so fragile that if you give a guy a compliment, he will like you. He will automatically like you.
I can't even argue against that, to be honest.
You
It's sad
can't,
reality.
man. And that's why people cheat, man. People cheat because they're getting attention from somewhere else.
I'm going to put on an extra loud.
People cheat because they get attention from somewhere else, and females get, same thing, man. If you give, but here's the thing, man. Female want attention, okay, when they ask for it. If you give them attention at the wrong time, oh man, you're a creep. But you give them attention when they upload certain photos.
Yeah, Allah.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
But here's the plot twist. They don't even want the attention from you. They're looking for someone in particular to give them that attention, and they put it publicly. They put it publicly for everyone to see. They could get 300 replies, but if they don't get that one reply they're looking for, satisfied. They're not happy about it, but they're satisfied.
Can you argue that we're the same though?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
100%. But we're different because we go by numbers.
So just the amount of numbers.
Yeah, we don't care about, you can have one person messaging you, giving you a really nice message, or you can have 15 and you'll be like, oh,
Yeah, so
well,
before
this is it.
I'm talking to pre-relationship Tufi.
Don't do this to me. Don't do this to me, man. Don't do this to me.
No. I'll oust you a few months down the track. But I'm just saying right now, we're getting into it. I don't want this podcast to end with one episode. So
Yes, okay, look, yes, I was a big Insta attention whore as well.
We call
okay?
him an Insta whore.
Yeah, an Insta whore, absolutely, man. And you know what, man? If you're anyone out there that puts up a photo or anything right now, and you're not doing it because it has an intended purpose, you're kidding yourself.
I've got a side question for you, and I'm going to forget this later
Go,
on, so
hit
I'll
me,
ask you
hit
right
me.
now.
Yeah.
Is it justifiable for you, when you get into a relationship, to delete all the other women? Yeah. Oh my God, I wish I could message your missus right now. Let me actually see if she responds while you're giving an answer.
Okay, do I think it's justified for your significant other?
Would you do it before she tells you to do it? Or would you say to yourself, I should do this? Because I think all the women out there want to know. And you're
Okay,
someone
so-
who's fresh into a relationship.
So you're
you
saying
can give-
if my missus turns around right now and
no,
goes to
she's
me,
not going to say anything.
Yeah.
But you start this relationship, do you wake up one morning and think to yourself, all right, I've got this one.
Yeah.
It's time for me to cut everyone else out.
okay, I wouldn't cut everyone else out.
But
Okay, but hear me out. But I did cut a lot of my posts. I don't upload the same content that I used to upload when I was
it was
single.
the worst decision choosing you as a co-host now, because there are so many women out there that probably hate you right now.
They do. No, I've lost followers. I've actually lost.
That means we've lost followers. Tufi.
I've lost every day. I click my profile and I lose followers because the content isn't what they wanted, what they signed up for. But do I think it's justified for your
Why
significant
do you make
other?
it sound like your account was an OnlyFans page before you're in a relationship? The content I give it is not what they're after.
Hey man, there's a reason why they made Insta close friends and they made
Amazing.
Insta the public. All right, but yeah, no, they. I don't think it's justified. I don't think it's fair for somebody else. But honestly, two arguments can come out of both of this. Okay, so I know that I got into a little discussion. With my missus about
What a politically correct answer.
a private and a public Instagram account.
Oh, you had a public one before this, didn't you?
Yes.
Is it private now?
Yes.
Are you sure?
No, it is. It's
Okay.
private now. It's private now. But her account was on public.
Stuff it all up.
Okay, and my account was on public, where I brought up the thing of her account. Not should, I didn't demand it. I'm just saying it should be private for two reasons. Okay, guys are relentless. No,
I'm
bump it up.
I'm just getting you ready.
Guys are relentless, okay? If you're a female and your account is private, or public, sorry, I should say, then that guy is going to keep checking in every single time to make sure that, hey, is your boyfriend still on your profile? He is. I'm going to try again soon.
Yeah, but
sometimes they don't even care and they'll still try.
This brings me back to that question now, though. If I was to flip it around,
Yes.
would you expect your missus to delete all these guys off her account? No.
No.
Oh,
I don't
Shantae.
care whether she deletes them. I don't care what conversation she has with them. Okay. The whole problem is you get a bunch of randoms, and I know girls can be creepy too. Okay. But I know as a guy what guys creepy are capable of.
Have you met our friends?
Yeah, I've seen some pretty messed up chats, you know, about profiles being shared and photos being shared. Whereas private, you're protected from that because you have that option of when you get a follow request, you know, she can turn around and be like, do you know this person? I'm like, fair enough. Do I know this person? No.
So you get the green light before you add anyone new comes into your life, you're saying?
No, I'm saying if she finds a guy, right, and
Yeah.
she accepts him and it's public, all right,
Yep,
they
yep,
can
yep.
automatically message.
Yeah, of course.
All right? And if they message and it's creepy, then, you know, how am I supposed to respond to that?
Yeah.
You get what I mean? It puts
Obviously,
me
you
in a,
invite him down
Yeah,
to
yeah.
Roxy Station,
Roxy
which
Station.
is 10 best boys.
Allworth and Kathmandu, Northern
Amazing.
Face.
But
jackets.
the inside has to be the green edition.
It has to. It
not
has
the red
to be
edition. Yeah.
with a Louis Vuitton and TNs just
Jens,
on
I'll
hold.
go to an event after.
Yeah, 100%. Well, you got to be ready, cuz. You got to be
For the
ready.
hacking, for the-
No, man. The discussion was it was more along the lines, and then I mean, why should I have an account that's public?
Yep,
Okay.
yep.
But I did it for the sake of
Being a whore.
No. I did it for the sake of you can put your account as a creator, okay, and I get to see how many people are sharing my photos. Okay.
Oof, that's dangerous. So,
So-
you're telling me whenever I share a female's photos to the boys group,
She knows if she's a creator or she
Wait,
knows.
does she know who sent?
No.
Yeah, Allah.
That's the problem.
Phew.
But it started.
Thanks, Mark
It
Zuckerberg.
started creeping me out because I'd see my photo or my Insta story being shared like 5-6 times, and I'm like, wait a second.
Is this by guys that?
I wouldn't even know. That's the thing. I wouldn't even know. So I kept track of that, and that was my argument. So she can do the same thing, but the thing is, bro, I've seen guys hit on girls when they have boyfriends. Yes, girls can hit on guys, but here's the thing, man. Guys, you as a guy, you can shut down a female. Okay.
Not that we will.
Not
we
that
can.
you will, but
Yeah,
you can.
You can.
Whereas some females are just so nice and they're so courteous
Is
that
it nice or naive?
nice. Sometimes they're just nice, bro, that they don't know how to shut. Like, you've seen powerful girls turn down men, right? But you've also seen nice girls kind of like keep rubbing it off because they just don't know how to handle that situation.
And if anything, that frustrates the boyfriend more.
And it frustrates the boyfriend because we're automatically triggered because we only know 2 emotions, happiness and anger. Okay?
you have the emotional look of a teaspoon.
You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
you either see red or like you're all good in the green.
Yeah, of course.
And this comes out when you're going out as well. If you go out with your partner and you're at a nightclub, for example, there's a scenario for you. You're at a nightclub, you're celebrating a birthday. Because people are going to ask, what are you guys doing in a nightclub if you're in a relationship?
Yeah,
Oh,
I
you're
knew.
celebrating a birthday, whatever,
Okay,
right?
alright, yeah, there we
right? A girl comes and slaps your ass, right?
Can I slap her ass in? I have a question.
You got a girlfriend, though.
Besides the point.
Yeah.
For legal purposes.
For legal purposes, you can't do the same. She can get away with it. Yeah, but that's a 2020 in equal rights.
Call it, yeah.
that's-
Look, if
that's the thing, man.
she slaps my ass, all right. She's slapping my ass, and
Yeah.
and my missus is there.
And your missus is there, and she slaps your ass. Okay, your missus went to the bathroom. She slaps your ass. She didn't even see it.
Oh.
Okay, yeah. You're gonna be like, oh, you can play it off nice. You can be like, hey, like, fuck off. Like, what are you gonna do? How would you handle it?
I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie, and it might make it sound so shallow. It depends on what the girl looks like.
Yeah, 100%.
100%.
100%. Okay, I'm talking like this girl's hot.
Okay. If she's hot,
Yeah.
how can I politically answer this question? If she's hot, I'm gonna be so okay with it
Yeah.
that the missus probably won't find out. That's a definite.
Yeah.
Unless someone else tells me.
Yeah.
Or you know what? I think I might even tell her just to show her that there are women out there that still want this.
Wow,
So
amazing.
you should,
Amazing.
Yeah.
Amazing. So use it as a tool. All right, cool. We've lost about half the listeners now. Okay, so now let's reverse it.
All right, let's
okay.
reverse this. Yeah.
Your missus,
Don't even start.
she just got smacked
What tilts me is I don't have a missus, but I'm angry right now.
You're angry right now, right?
Yeah.
And you were in the bathroom, so you didn't even see it.
What was I doing in the bathroom?
But it depends how many boys were with you. You know what I mean? Like, yeah. So you know, your missus, she gets a. But here's the twist. Yeah, the person is superior than you.
In what regard? Like a big boy, or is
He's bigger than you. He's more attractive than you. You're like, damn, Brad Pitt smacked my girlfriend's ass. All right.
So should I feel now? The question is, do I feel happy that someone on the caliber of Brad Pitt has slapped my missus' ass?
That's one way to think of it. That's like a very
I think
posh,
very simp way
older
to
white.
think
Yeah,
of it.
because isn't Brad Pitt like dating a girl that's also married to like a 60-year-old guy?
I've heard of this.
Yeah.
2020, bro.
Yeah,
The
100%.
year of opportunities.
But here's the thing: would you be? Well, the first thing you'd want to ask is like, how did you react to it? Because she's going to tell you about it afterwards.
Obviously.
Yeah. So how would you react to it?
I already know what she's going to say.
Yeah. What would she say?
Actually, I was so shocked in the
moment.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
don't want to do a female voice. But
There you go. Like I was so shocked in the
Yeah.
moment.
Yeah,
Like
yeah,
I didn't know what was going on. You know, I told him like I got a boyfriend. Like, hey, not interested. Whatever she may have said. Whatever she will say, you will never be happy with the
Yeah,
answer.
no.
Unless she physically hit him, you won't be satisfied with
Unless
the
I
answer.
see a pop shoulder from like a nice triangle or an armbar.
Yeah.
Or, you know, I want to see some type of physical infliction being dealt onto him by her for me to be like,
Exactly.
"Oh,
To be
she's-
satisfied.
Yeah, she's done her bit.
Satisfied. Now, why is that? Is it because she's...
Is it because I'm insecure, you're asking?
Yeah. Why is that? Well, this is the double standards that you got to think about.
Why are you making me look like a bad person?
No,
out
I'm
here?
not. No, I'm not making you because I'm telling you because I probably go through the same thing, man. 100%. If I got smacked around, but like I would probably flirt it off. Okay, but I'd do it maybe like a little bit more gracefully. Like, hey, like I'm very flattered. You're really attractive.
Here's
but
my
I'm spoken
Instagram.
for.
Here's my missus.
Here's my Instagram. This is my missus' Instagram. Just whips out the phone. But that's the thing. Now, when we go back to this whole Instagram thing, now, as a guy, if you were going to delete a
Yeah.
girl's profile, chances are, man, girls will not flirt with you. Oh, they might start
When you're
flirting
in
with
a
you.
relationship. I don't think they'll flirt with you, but the reason why I say I don't think they flirt with you is because we men are dumb. And we're dumb to a point where I say we're dumb because have you seen the way men talk to women on inbox?
Yeah, no, I have.
I've
seen it.
Jesus Christ. But like that just proves how stupid we are because women, honest to God, women do the exact same. But the fact that women do it with so much more grace,
Yeah.
you can't even tell half the time.
Right, it doesn't even take much effort for a female to just slide in DMs.
Yeah, but like a guy, the way the guys do it, like they have no grace.
Yeah.
It's just like, shoot, you're looking fantastic.
And the guys that do have grace take too long for somebody else to just sweep in and just take the meal.
Of course.
Yeah, like, that's it.
We play too many games.
Yeah,
That's our
yeah.
biggest issue. We're playing too many games.
We're playing...
we're playing checkers when the game's
We're playing
chess.
checkers when it's chess, absolutely.
But look, coming back to, wow, we went a bit off topic with that one. The lockdown version of you, is it the real you? And like, I think the reason why we spend so much time talking about relationships for this is because for the people that are in relationships, it's a whole different dynamic. At least for me, I'm single. I do my, like, the biggest
In case you missed it, ladies.
Yeah, the biggest responsibility I have, or the closest thing I have to a partner, is my younger brother who's in the other room.
Yeah.
And that's about it. I have nothing else. I've got no one else. So I do have that time to still work on myself. And all I have to do is work on myself. If I let myself down, I'm just letting myself down.
Yeah.
But being in a relationship, you have that added responsibility. I'm going to call it a responsibility because, especially for men, I think it does come as a responsibility where we have to not only look after ourselves, like our own mental health, but you're worrying about the mental health of someone else as well. Women are much better at dealing with, like I said, women are better at dealing with their emotions than men are, or openly talking about their emotions than men are. But as like that male, you have that instinctive feeling where you think that you have to always be the strong one, the positive one, and the female is the one that's allowed to be vulnerable in this scenario.
Yep.
And I think that's one reason why so many of our guy mates have started to like show cracks in their relationships as well. Because you just can't do it for so long.
You ever speak to like a guy mate and he's complaining about his relationship or something went on and he's like, yeah, well, you know how females are. No, that's not. It's not how females are, man. You're lowering your standards on something that's clearly at fault here, and it shouldn't be the case, man. It should not be the case for you to be like, oh yeah, that's just how they are. and I'm supposed to be used to this. No, it's not, man. It's not healthy for anyone, and that's why relationships don't work, because you now place two expectations. Your expectation of being positive all the time and their expectation of being down all the time. In saying that, if you're the negative one in the relationship and she's the positive one, for example, it's your responsibility not to break that positivity. Don't take advantage of it. Drop your ego. Don't take advantage. Get off your high horse. Don't expect that other person to come in, okay, and always give you the 100% of support, and you just take it for granted. You should just as equally be putting in that much effort. But here's the biggest problem of the all, man. Just don't have expectations. Just lower your expectations. You'll be less disappointed that way.
But see, I think everything around us is what gives us these expectations.
That's
everything that I see is like raising an
TikTok.
oh my God, because, you know, I'm religiously against TikTok.
Yes.
I refuse to download TikTok.
Yes.
And as you know, our chat group is basically predominantly the boys sending TikTok videos. And the TikTok videos that the boys are sending, especially the single boys, are of, I'm going to say, unrealistic expectations of women.
Yeah. I'm talking like...
But see, when I see these things, and I had this debate with my students as well, like my year 9s, and I told, it's a predominantly male classroom, and I told them, like, the biggest issue we have is the fact that we men have created this necessity for women to portray themselves in a certain way for us to validate them. And to make them feel like they're actually attractive or that they're actually beautiful. I don't think you're going to have... If I was a female on TikTok who was uploading an academic TikTok, you know, I'm talking about global warming, or I'm talking about an issue that's current.
Yeah.
The amount of views that she's going to get compared to the amount of views that Fatima, who puts on, you know, they've got that weird one where they've got that shoe they throw up in the air and it just changes an outfit from looking like trash into looking something glamorous. She's going to get millions of hits. The academic female's not going to get any. Or she's going to get some, obviously, but she's not going to be put on that same platform or that same pedestal. And obviously, as a young, impressionable female seeing this, I see what Fatima's putting up, then I see the likes that she's getting, and then I see what, you know, other women, they won't even see what other women are putting up. But if they see that all the guys are clicking this girl, and they're all liking it, they're all following her, it's the same concept for us men, like,
like, why are you liking this guy? Is it because he has abs? And you'll automatically go to that.
Is my one pack not enough for you?
So that's what it comes down to, man. Are you going to rely on the social media perception, or are you going to just stick true to yourself and be confident with your own character?
I think that's why people who don't have social media are so much happier with their lives. Like, my older brother doesn't have social media. He's got nothing.
Yeah.
I find it so weird.
Yeah.
But I can say, out of everyone that I know, he's the only person, or he's the most comfortable person that can be sitting at home doing nothing for a whole week, and he'll still come out of that week content and happy.
Okay, so let me ask you this. Is he an introvert or an extrovert?
Well, that's the funny thing. He used to be a massive extrovert.
Yeah.
He used to be a huge extrovert.
Yeah.
And I remember we had this issue when he was in his early 20s. Well, this issue, we didn't. My parents had this issue. When he was in his early 20s, he would always basically be with friends, be out, yada, and you know, as they do. But now I'm going to call him an introvert, not because his personality is that of an introvert, but his life decisions or his life choices.
Okay. So how old's your brother?
He's 30.
He's 30.
One.
Okay. Now, how many 31-year-olds do you see on social media platforms that are really, really active?
Oh, tons.
Tons.
Yeah.
Okay. And you would still classify that your brother has a more enjoyable life without social media than those of the same age?
Well, the problem is we don't know, because we don't know what those other people are, how those other people are. This is the whole problem with social media. I don't know what the other person is actually feeling or what their life situations are.
Yeah.
I see this person who's got, you know, tens of thousands of followers. They look like they're having the best of lives. And then you hear them a few months down the track that, you know, or a few years. It's how many celebrities do you hear, you know, died from depression? Or, you know, they killed themselves.
You're right, man, you're right. Okay, so what if we just say that you can still have social media, be happy, but you're really, really only following yourself?
I think that depends on the whole...
Like, you're just following your friends, you're not following celebrities, you're not following these Insta influencers, you're just following your simple friends. These are people that you like. And please, for the love of God, if you stop liking someone or you disagree with someone, unfollow them off Instagram. don't get so butthurt and turn your day around. Like, I've seen so many people do that, man. Like, oh my God, they just uploaded this. Like, I fucking hate him so much. Unfollow.
I
It is
know,
not.
I know.
Oh, it's awkward. It's awkward because if we see each other down the track, what if they know I unfollowed them? You don't like them anyways.
So what's the whole point?
Stop,
I know.
stop ruining your day just because you don't want to see that person.
Look, that's fair. I understand where you're coming from, that one. I think it does come back down to why they've gotten that social media account in the beginning.
Yeah.
Because for us, I remember when we first jumped on, well, Instagram came a bit later on for us, but Facebook and everything, it was just like a whole novice perspective for us. It was just for us to be friends with our friends.
Yeah.
But I can say now, for a lot of the younger kids, I'm not going to say young kids, like early 20s, it's changed. It hasn't been for me to connect with friends.
It hasn't. No,
It's
no,
been
absolutely,
for me to
no.
market myself.
Market yourself. Yeah, exactly.
We've all
That's
become a bunch of
literally,
marketers.
we've all become salespeople, and
But
the thing that we're selling is
affected
ourselves.
our relationships.
It's
at the
affected
same-
everything.
and our own
Friendships.
personal self as well. Because I can say I've seen so many people put up.
Bro, I've
Most-
seen people get upset because you go out with them and you don't feature them on their Instagram,
Oh,
on your
yeah,
own
yeah,
Instagram.
yeah,
People
yeah.
get upset about
Yeah,
that.
yeah, yeah.
Like, maybe to me, my phone's dead. My phone's always dead. Like,
Oh my God.
why are you?
Your phone is always-
Why are you? I don't check it.
That
I
one actually
sometimes,
hurt. Yeah, that
yeah,
one-
you know what I mean. Like, and people get upset about that. So we leave you with this message before our first podcast concludes.
I love how we didn't really answer the question.
No, we're
But-
going to keep avoiding it.
Yeah, like I said, if you're looking for anything wholesome in this
You won't
podcast,
find it here.
You're not going to find it.
You're
here.
absolutely just
You're
gonna
just
find-
going to find the opinion of, well, you're going to find the biased opinion of two men.
Of two men.
In regards to mainly relationships and
Anything
the
that's happening.
unrealistic expectations that we have on with this current
With
generation.
this current
But yeah,
generation,
so if you sign
lockdown.
us off, tell us what you have. As
Look,
your final
honestly, man,
thoughts.
this is what you need to get out of this, man. Be comfortable in your own headspace and do not let yourself judge yourself too hard, okay? Don't judge yourself to the point where you keep beating yourself down, but rather see your negative traits or what you think are negative traits, work on them, and for the love of God, man, if you go on social media, try to stick true to yourself. Don't try to replicate the same filter as you saw online. Use it as a platform where you can connect with your friends. Check in on them, man. Like, I'm so sick of people that say, for example, view my stories
Yep.
and they don't comment on them, but they'll screenshot it and they'll upload like the same meme or whatever. Like, hey, how about like
yeah,
laughing, connecting?
Yeah.
Don't feel awkward.
I'm not gonna lie. I've been. I've done this a few times. So
Yeah, man.
I don't think I've done it to you personally because.
Nah, man. Like, and you know, it doesn't take much. There's literally a react button, and use that as a platform to connect, rather than a platform where you're just faking it, and it will destroy you in the outcome. So, you know, stay true to each other, support
Yeah.
each other, and most of all, don't be a bad buzz.
most definitely, do not be a bad buzz.